I gotta tell you, this is one incredibly smart virus. It actually mutated itself to become a racist virus. You see, you are in the early stages of the New World Order Agenda Part 2, okay? Now you gotta think about this. Just as things were slowly starting to open, all right, and there were protests about the lockdown, bam, they do a bait and switch, okay? Now they're setting you up for martial law. And I told you this was going to happen literally 6 months ago. I told you there's going to be a plan put into place to create martial law. So how are they going to do this? Well, you got the agitators. I mean, look what's going on. You have rioting. By the way, this is all part of the corona pandemic. Make no mistake. The virus and riots are very interconnected. It's all the same. It's all the same bullshit that you're seeing before you, okay? These riots are real, no doubt. But they're being created by not just George Soros, mind you. Yeah, he's a major part of it. But Bill Gates, the WHO, the CDC, they're all involved. But they're also starting to come apart. Because if you look at it, there's conflicts within the New World Order itself. Okay? They're sending you mixed messages. They don't have their act together as much as you think they do. Okay? But what they do have is they still have the fear going within you. That's the major thing. They feed off of fear. This is what they're doing. And I told you before that this was a shabby attempt at a takeover. Why do you think this is happening? They're going into panic. They don't want any lockdowns to be released. They want to keep you oppressed. Okay? And they saw it was opening, and they saw people protesting about the lockdowns, defying the orders, and they pull this crap. They have to ask yourself, what's going to happen here? Well, if you think about it, the social distancing goes out the window, okay? Because, I mean, how can you justify social distancing when this is going on? Well, what they're going to do is very simple. Martial law is going to come in. Then they're going to say, because of all the protesting, we now have a flare-up of new cases. There you go. That's your second wave coming. Don't you see what's going on here? They're not going to stop. They're going to keep at it, and they're going to keep adding to it because they got a foothold and they don't want to give it up. Now, there is a solution to this. Because they are so desperate, they're making mistakes. This was a mistake. They went ahead and they blew up an incident that happened, and they tried to turn it into their advantage. They're weak. They are weak. They're desperate. And when you are desperate, and you go ahead and you rush things through, you make mistakes. And this is their mistake. Now is the time to strike them back and knock them out. Take them out totally. Okay, how do we do that? Well, for those of you that know me, you're going to be maybe a little bit shocked what I'm about to tell you, because this is something I don't like to discuss and I shy away from, but it has to be said. The answer? Prayer. Yeah, it's that simple. But I don't mean praying for world peace in your house or your church or your synagogue. No. I'm talking about getting out there the way the protesters are, but with prayer. No matter what religion you are, no matter what faith, Muslim, Jew, Christian, you Native American people, pipe ceremonies, all right? But out in the open, go to the beach, go to the parks, go to the streets. Get out there and do prayer work. Okay? If you did that, I'm telling you right now, if you started that kind of movement, that would spread 100 times quicker than these stupid riots. And this is what the New World Order fears the most. This is why they're trying to erase the name of God. This is why they are trying to go ahead and shut down all churches and mosques and synagogues. They don't want prayer. No matter what kind it is, it doesn't matter. They don't want prayer. You know, I saw when the Native Americans were doing protesting the oil pipeline, I'll never forget. There's a really famous photo there of all these cops with all these armed up personnel, and in the middle of the street was this one elder woman holding up a feather. Stopped them dead in their tracks. That's the way you have to do it. There's your power. Now, I don't care if you think I'm crazy or this and that. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit. Okay? I'm telling you how to bring them down. They feed off of fear and anger. This is what they're feeding on. This is what they're doing to you. If you could turn this around and you can duplicate what the protesters are, but in reverse, through prayer groups, drumming circles, anything that has to do with a spiritual ceremony, that's it. They're done. They're finished. I told you, creative spirit is upon you. It just needs to be ignited. It's not going to do it for you. But you, what I would call prayer warriors, if you get out there in droves, Muslims, Jews, Christians, Native Americans, whatever your religion is or ceremonies are, you get out there and do it in the open, aggressively, out loud. That's it. They're finished. Okay? This is what they fear the most. They fear unity and prayer. They want nothing to do with that because they know they're about to lose. And if the entire nation went out there and did what I'm telling you to do, it would spread like wildfire. It would spread through globally. Other nations would start to pick up on it. I'm telling you, start a prayer movement. It'll wipe them out completely. You'll be astonished as to how quickly they fold.